Welcome to Insurance Claim Radio, where leading hail loss consumer advocate Phil Coutu and his team of experts teach you how to avoid the pitfalls of hail damage claims and how to use his team of experts to get what you truly deserve under your insurance policy. Now, here's your host of Insurance Claim Radio, Phil Coutu.
Hey guys, welcome to the show. We are so glad you could tune in to hear what is going on today. Well, this is Stevie Solomon here, joining Phil Coutu, and we also have Pro Roof Solutions, Mike.
Hi, this is Mike Neely with Pro Roof. We're really glad to have all you guys on board, and we also have another guest here, a guy that I think he's awesome. Ed Levy, you want to introduce yourself, please?
Thank you. I'm Ed Levy with the Atlas Law Firm, and we provide legal representation to claim holders who have insurance claims that they wish to prosecute.
Yeah, it's so great. We have such a great team here today joining us. We are here to, make sure that you guys are covered in terms of we want to make sure we have a legal representation here. We also have roofers in this room right now that are willing to share their wisdom and knowledge and understanding of the industry to make sure that you are on the right side. What about the weather we're having lately with all the snow going on, right, Mike?
Well, I tell you, it's kind of crazy. I was heading out to to Hudson area, and there was all this fog, and we couldn't get on the roofs because of all the ice, and so yeah, I mean, it really can be a good thing. It can be a bad thing, but having an adjuster out there when the conditions are perfect and good, it makes it a lot better. Right,
because we have it's almost going to be a couple months to the year where we had our last hailstorm, and I know a lot of customers who might be listening right now are wondering, hey guys, I haven't filed a claim yet, I haven't called an adjuster, I haven't done anything that I need to do. And I know we don't want to scare you guys, but want to let you know time is running out. So, this is a great place for you guys to call us, let us know, hey, how can we help you? Because you need professionals on your side. And so Rooftop Roofing is there to take care of you. Phil is ready to answer some questions, and Mike will be there as well. We're going to be taking a break quickly, so stay tuned, and see you guys soon.
You're listening to Insurance Claim Radio. Be sure to stay tuned. We'll be right back after these important messages.
Do you have a commercial property hail claim, troubled claim, underpaid claim, missed damages, bad faith, possible legal action? Rooftop Restoration is a leading hail loss consumer advocate for poorly handled insurance claims. We specialize in hail damage, large commercial claims, and provide the total claims package risk-free. We pay and cover all expert costs. Engineers, attorneys, roof inspectors, adjusters, we get you what you deserve under your insurance policy. Finance large deductibles, finance all the experts, exceptional experience and a stellar reputation with zero out-of-pocket costs. Risk-free. Rooftop Restoration, 303-997-4247, 303-997-4247. Check us out at rooftоprestoration.com.
Welcome back to Insurance Claim Radio. Now, here's Phil Coutu and his team.
Hey guys, welcome back. We're so glad you're still tuned in. Hey, listen, we talked about, starting the claim, and we have Mike here who just wants to explain to you guys out there who are still questioning how to proceed with this step. So, Mike, please share your wisdom with us.
Yeah, the perks of starting a claim, basically, if you have a door knocker, you may have somebody that comes to the door, or you may, somebody that answers the phone might be an insurance agent you want to call. But basically, when you start a claim, you want to always file that claim for hail and wind. All right, hail and wind is really, really important. You make sure you have the correct dates. If it's May 8th, we had over 300,000 homes damaged last year in commercial buildings. So, and then you also want to make sure that you're there with your insurance inspector or adjuster. All right, that's kind of the key things that you want to look at. All right, so Phil, you have an addition you want to say something to there?
Hey, this is Phil Coutu. We are live on air. Mike, let's let you just keep going. I just walked into the show late, so I'm going to let Mike and the guys start in. I'll jump in to get caught up.
If I could jump in,
Yeah,
I'd say that date that loss date, if it's May 8th or May 7th, can make all the difference in the world, because there are strict timelines that you can actually bring your claim forward in court. And if you miss that deadline, too bad, so sad, you just have to eat the entire loss. So my recommendation is that once you determine you have a loss, you meet with somebody like Mike or somebody with Phil, and you evaluate that claim, and you start working immediately to prepare that claim with the insurance company. And then if necessary, that gives somebody like me, an attorney, far more time to be able to address that case before it has to go to court.
Yeah, awesome, man. Well, and of course, you always want to have a good roof inspection done before you file that claim to make sure that you do have that. They have hail or wind damage. So, we have a free, no obligation roof inspection. It does takes us about 5 or 10 minutes. We go up with cameras and videos, and we want your eyes to see what our eyes have seen. We'll come back down, and then we'll all make a good consultation on whether we shall file a claim or not. If you're pretty good, like I have about a 98% ratio of getting roofs bought. So, and once you have the experience and knowledge, like Mr. Coutu over here, who's I say he's probably one of the top 3 roofing.
You're hurting my feelings. I'm supposed to be number 1.
Anyway, in the country, he's great, and so we like to ride along with him.
All right, so I'll jump in now. One of the real important things is the people sitting on this appraisal have higher ethics than most, and one of the problems the insurance industry focuses on, and it gives everybody a bad rap, is you get roofers out there, they're commission salesmen, they're knocking doors, and they're trying to push some claims that are really below what I would say is the bar to extend coverage from a hailstorm. And so when there's a few of those, the insurance industry exploits them. Oh, the big bad roofer scares some people on the block. But it is true, that happens. The people sitting on this panel are very experienced. We're looking for real hail damage. We're going to give you the real goods. This is a solid claim. Now, there are tougher claims, but I tell people if here's the line, you're just above it, you're right on it, you're a little bit below. A little bit below, so it's a really big claim you don't want to push. Now, a little bit below is a matter of opinion. Sometimes we think you're a little bit below, and then we go invest the money in your claim, 10, 20, if it's a commercial claim, $50,000, do the forensics, and now you're above the line. So sometimes when you're a little bit below line, it is worth further investigation. That's what we'll do. We'll do test cuts, destructive testing in the lab, put it in the microscope, see if the skim or the materials meeting the fabric materials going together, depending if it's a TPO, modified bitumen, PVC roof, whatever you have. We want to see if that scrim is damaged or if the impact caused it to tear, where the damage will manifest itself in the future. So that's why I say we'll tell you where you are on that bar. Sometimes when you're just under the bar, we'll say, hey, this is a very tough claim, but we need to do a little bit more investigation. We'll take the time at our expense. And if we find some stuff in the laboratory or some stuff on the underside and the different plies, then you all of a sudden have a claim that's above the bar. So we want to be very, very careful. Now, a lot of roofers, most people are dealing with residential claims and shingles. So they're not going to take it that far. They're not going to make the investment. They're just going to throw and see, hate to say, at the wall what's going to stick. Well, we're not those guys. We're going to actually look at it, evaluate it properly from a forensic point of view and from our life experience. We've got a bunch of guys here with a tremendous amount of experience, from attorneys to contractors, and that's the difference. And we're going to tell you honestly, here's what we're finding. I think we should do a little bit more research, or hey, you know what? This is a lock. It's very obvious. If your insurance adjuster said that there is no damage that's repairable, it's just not being truthful and honest. And kind of that's it. You agree, Mike?
Yeah, I do, Phil. I think, one of the hard things is you also, in looking at this and filing a claim, you want to make your customer happy. You also want to make that insurance agent happy, right? Because they're helping the customer, so we work kind of in a mutual situation. If we get into where we have adjusters and we're on the roof, sometimes we have differences, but we can be professional and we can overcome any objections that we have and work a good situation out for an awesome claim.
Right, and so one of the very important factors is I own a catastrophe insurance adjusting company. I was a co-owner. I worked for many insurance companies out there and actually still do a little bit of consulting to them. A lot of times I try to make it like I'm on the other side and some guys are on the other side, but I still do some work and have friends on both sides of the fence. The insurance industry doesn't like that when you step over to public adjusting because now you're against them. They have very deep pockets. They're very convincing. They have a long list of experts. Now, the one thing I always caution people, if I'm doing a study and a particular industry is funding that study, I want to keep working. I mean, we could get into pharmaceuticals and all kinds of business, but often that study is going to come out much, much favorable towards the person who's funding the study and has the very deep pockets and is going to be giving you future work. So you're always beholden to the lender. And I've been in those meetings. I've been a large loss adjuster for many, many years and still am. And it's very difficult sometimes as the belt tightens up. We're not saying all insurance companies are bad. We're not saying all adjusters are bad. But the way the industry has gone is becoming less credible. On all ends, too. On our side, too. You got roofers pushing claims they should not be pushing. And you got roofers missing claims that are legitimate claims because of their experience. So one thing is I'll tell the audience out there, talk to your salesperson or your company, whoever you're using to represent you. You can get roofers that are actually real adjusters and have real public adjusting experience. There's few of them that truly have it. Always ask for their CV, which is a glorified name for a resume. How do I say? Curriculum vitae.
Latin law school. I don't do that. But curriculum vitae would work.
Yeah, curriculum vitae. And it's hard to pronounce the word because it's really, and what it is a listing of all your experience, companies you worked for, your successes, all that kind of stuff. And when I look at that and I compare it to people, I can really see what kind of experience. So I do it myself now. I have a great curriculum vitae CV, but you put mine against somebody else's and you can go through their experience. Say, okay, does my public adjuster have roofing experience? Check. Does my roofer have some kind of adjusting experience? Check. How long has my roofer been doing this? Has my roofer worked with a lot of public adjusters? Does he know the industry players?
Is he paying his bills?
Is he paying his bills? That's one of the other things.
Does he go to professional conferences and share industry ideas? Does he give presentations? Is he an acknowledged expert in his field?
Absolutely. Has he had some battles? Does the insurance industry go after him? If they're going after him and he won, that's a huge credibility point because they're going after somebody because they dislike them because they're winning against them. And that's on all sides of the fence. So these things are really important, and it's fantastic to go through that CV and see the education conferences they attend, the adjusting conferences they attend, the roofing conferences they attend, their certifications, how long they've been doing it. Always, you can always ask for references. They're not as strong as they used to be in the old days because people can make a reference so easy these days with all kinds of customers and friends. But they're important to check out. You want to check out, too, their big wins. Have they handled big claims? Have they handled claims over $500,000, $1 million in that route? What was the percentage increase? So we're going to take a short break. This is Insurance Claims Radio, and we'll be right back.
You're listening to Insurance Claim Radio. Be sure to stay tuned. We'll be right back after these important messages.
Do you have a commercial property hail claim, troubled claim, underpaid claim, missed damages, bad faith, possible legal action? Rooftop Restoration is a leading hail loss consumer advocate for poorly handled insurance claims. We specialize in hail damage, large commercial claims, and provide the total claims package risk-free. We pay and cover all expert costs. Engineers, attorneys, roof inspectors, adjusters, we get you what you deserve under your insurance policy. Finance large deductibles, finance all the experts, exceptional experience and a stellar reputation with zero out-of-pocket costs. Risk-free. Rooftop Restoration. 303-997-4247. 303-997-4247. Check us out at rooftop-restoration.com.
Welcome back to Insurance Claim Radio. Now, here's Phil Coutu and his team.
We're live back on air. We're here with Stevie Solomon, Mike Neely, and Ed Levy. Ed Levy's our attorney on the panel today. And we're talking about education. Mike brought up at the break when we were off air, let's talk about this education. So, Mike, take it away to start.
I tell you, about 3 weeks ago, we all attended meetings in Florida, and they have a conference for adjusters there, and they have to have their credits every year that are brought up to par. And so we had an absolutely awesome time. We had, hour and a half meetings or 5 hours a day, and we just get to learn stuff maybe 2 or 3 years before what's happening that may come to Colorado. And so in these adjuster meetings, we learned all kinds of litigation stuff. We learned, weather, new weather items that are out. We learned, what the insurance companies are going to pay, not pay for, or the roofing contractors, how we have to talk with them and communicate with them to be able to be successful.
Right. What's fantastic about the education seminars, no matter what side of the fence you're on, there's attorneys present, public adjusters present, and experts present. There's also exhibitors for forensic testing and new advances in forensic testing. So the seminars are great. Most contractors and adjusters in Colorado are not going to travel to Florida. I've been traveling to those seminars now since, I believe, 2005, possibly 2006. I think I may have missed one in the last 14 years.
Hey, Phil, and if any of these roofers in Denver hasn't gone to them, they're missing the boat. You'll learn more in 5 days there than you've learned in your whole career.
Right, and so I go to a ton of conferences. I attend most years than not, I attend the RCI, Registered Roofing Consultants, or Registered Roofing Institute. I attend FAPIA, which is the Florida Association of Public Insurance Adjusters. The reason I attend that one is Florida is the hotbed for litigation because of all the hurricanes that have been happening since I was born, but since really Hurricane Andrew in the very early 90s, it's taken off. And they have these associations, and FAPIA is one of the strong associations that fights legislation that's being brought upon insurance companies or challenge it when they feel that it's misguided. Occasionally, they do team up and agree with legislation, seldom. So you're getting all these perspectives and things that are going to come to Colorado. And Colorado's become a hotbed lately because of the tremendous amount of hail that we get, that we've really always get, but the cities have exploded the population. So it's become a real hotbed. And a lot of some of the higher quality guys that originate from Florida have moved in. And that's also created some litigation because they are a little bit more savvy. One of the things that I do is I was based out of Florida, and I hold public adjuster licenses, GC license, and contractor license, and been roofing down there since the early 2000s, as well as Colorado since the late 1990s. And it's just a wealth of information and different techniques to challenge your insurance company. We all agree on this panel that education combined with street smarts and the real world attitude is really huge to formulating a plan to prove your claim. And that's one of the big things, right? You're hiring people here to help prove your claim, help prove the construction techniques. And, with that, although there is one attorney on the panel and the rest of us aren't, because we work so much with attorneys, we're going to go get you the right advice with the attorney, know when it is time to spend a little bit of money and know when it's to hold off to benefit the client. Because we do not want to rack up bills, but there is many times where being an adjuster on the inside, there is a perspective when it's time to get an attorney involved, or sometimes just get them involved for short periods of time to push it along or compel appraisal. It's a hot topic right now. I hear, I haven't read it, that there's some new legislation or something they're trying to push through on appraisal. I'm going to have to go read it. I saw something hit the Merlin Law blog the last few days. I just haven't had a chance to dive into it.
And they were at this Florida conference, and I can say it was just a wonderful opportunity to meet with my colleagues to understand their approach to these types of cases, the detail that they go ahead and build up through them, how the insurance company counters some of these tactics, and then more understanding why the insurance company wants to take a different tact and what's driving them. And sometimes it's just claims management, other times it's preventing fraud, things of that
Right,
nature.
so there's a perfect example of the attorneys too, like Ed's here trying to sharpen his skills. There's so many perspectives out there and so much education. It's super important that the higher end Colorado attorneys are attending these seminars as well. Because they're not only learning what the attorneys are saying, you're learning what the adjuster's perspective, what they're thinking, how they're trying to mitigate and control the claim. You're learning how the PAs, if they disagree with something, how they're challenging it. You're learning the attorney's legal perspective on the claim. It's a huge wealth of information. And for the industry out there, when you do have to challenge your insurance company, and even for the adjuster when they need to challenge the public adjuster, if the public adjuster is maybe being unethical or has too many dollar signs in his eyes. It's very, very important to get those educations, see everybody's perspective. Because let's be honest, it's not a perfect world. We all have our opinions. A lot of times they conflict. They conflict with the insurance, or everyone has their different ethics. And you're trying to get to the truth on your claim. You just want highly reputable people and people that are really seeking the truth. And if they tell you, we really think we can win this claim, why? Ask them why. People ask me, Phil, why can you win this claim? Some other guy said they can't. I said, I'll tell you why. Because we're going to strip down your roofing products. I know from the satellite it got hit by 2.5-inch hail. So even if the satellite's off a bit, I think we got 2.1-inch hail. It's past the threshold in the laboratory. I flipped your product over. I can visually see some fractures. We're going to send it off and do the forensic testing. And we feel about 99% or 98% at that point it's going to come back positive. If it doesn't, we'll tell you.
Well, and any case in law involves three things. There's politics, there's preparation, and there's procedure. In politics includes the statutory framework, what the laws of the state are. And it's good at some of these conferences to hear how Florida treats things, how Louisiana treats things, how Texas treats things, and what the legislative battles have been there, especially when we come to Colorado and we look at what are Colorado's unique laws, because there are some very favorable laws here for homeowners and insurance policyholders. And what's happening in the legislature, you mentioned you just saw a new bill that had come out that's affecting things. So as we look at the politics and the lay of the land, that's very important because that's the context of the case. That's the context of the claim and the litigation. And then as you've mentioned, preparation. Do I really have damages on the roof? You were talking before about doing destructive testing and looking at the roof. Is this cosmetic damage? Is this real damage? I can't tell for sure. I need to investigate the claim. And preparing that so that you have essentially all the facts, what you call the truth, to bring forward. And then you need good legal counsel who will prepare the claim, prepare the case, prepare for a mediation or arbitration, or certainly prepare to take it to a jury.
Right. And let's talk about the legal counsel. I've worked, everybody knows me at this table. I've had many challenges to the insurance industry
You've gone to the
against them.
Supreme Court in one, right?
We've gone to Supreme Court in one. Yep. We clarified or certified a decision regarding statutory damages not being a year. You can bring them forth within 2 years, which is double damages, which helps the consumer. The important thing about some of these claims are some attorneys don't want to challenge them, don't want to stand up for the consumer. But the biggest thing Ed said there's the preparation. I've worked with many attorneys, and honestly, a lot of their preparation is very poor at best. You're going through a hamburger mill. They're punching claims through. A lot of you guys out there might be listening know me, as maybe there's a reason I'm not working with you anymore.
I just have to defend the industry and say all lawyers are well qualified. They work real hard. The state Supreme Court, police is lawyers.
Yeah, okay, Ed, we won't have you on the panel next week. It's super important that Ed's here because he is a quality attorney and he is going through the facts. I just sat down with a fantastic attorney out of Colorado Springs. It was with another attorney. I switched the case because I felt that the attorney was doing too high volume. And I got into the case. It's a fantastic case. However, we're still going to win it and smoke it. But he did about 35% of the work that I expect done from a professional. That's his job. I'm the public adjuster. I'm the contractor. Yes, I specialize in these claims, but when I give it off to him, he's got to be hitting all those deadlines. He missed a bunch. But it's such a fantastic claim. We'll still win it. And, there's only so much your experts can be involved. But the problem is they're doing such a high volume of claims now. I don't care how good you are, me included, Mike, Ed, Stevie, everyone at this panel. If you're doing too many claims, you're not good, period. You got to be managing to have the support staff to be doing a proper claim. And there's nobody else that's better than the main guy doing those claims. The owner of the law office is fully involved, not one of his young attorneys. You have no idea. You want a 30, 35-year-old attorney? You're going to have issues because they just got out of law school. They don't get it all yet. Some of them are great and they can talk great, but they are not at the same level as experienced veterans. I never got that when I was young. When everybody say, you got to pay your dues, you got to pay your dues. What do you mean? I've been doing this 10 years. Well, it's not the same as doing it 25 or 30 years.
Hey, Ed, I have a question for you that you might help the audience with, and that is, if you're a homeowner or a commercial property manager or owner, and then you're wanting to file a lawsuit and you got to go talk to, oh my gosh, it's an attorney, maybe you can help them kind of let them know that you're their friend and you're not their enemy, and that that's what your job is.
Well, there are a couple approaches to that. I mean, one, you can do what's called an assignment of benefits, and you could have someone like Rooftop Restoration look at your claim and basically handle it soup to nuts for you. They can hire the attorneys, they can prosecute the claim, they can do things of that nature. Or as a homeowner or commercial policyholder or a homeowners association, you could certainly talk to your regular counsel, whoever represents the entity or whoever you work with, and then they should be able to find a referral for you for a really good
and who would pay for that? Would Rooftop pay for that?
Yeah, that's the main thing, right? We are talking about attorneys and...
All right, so we're going to talk about who's going to pay for the assignment of claim. You're live here on Insurance Claims Radio, and we'll be right back.
Thank you for listening to Insurance Claim Radio. For more information on how to maximize your hail damage insurance claim or to contact Phil and his team, call 303-997-4247. And be sure to tune in next week for more Insurance Claim Radio.
Do you have a commercial property hail claim, troubled claim, underpaid claim, missed damages, bad faith, possible legal action? Rooftop Restoration is a leading hail loss consumer advocate for poorly handled insurance claims. We specialize in hail damage, large commercial claims, and provide the total claims package risk-free. We pay and cover all expert costs. Engineers, attorneys, roof inspectors, adjusters, we get you what you deserve under your insurance policy. Finance large deductibles, finance all the experts, exceptional experience and a stellar reputation with zero out-of-pocket costs. Risk-free. Rooftop Restoration. 303-997-4247. 303-997-4247. Check us out at rooftоprestoration.com.